Sup everybody, Shaggy HD here, and I just have a quick little message before the video starts. So basically this video is low quality, the quality of the video is low, this webcam isn't really that good. I might get a new one for my birthday, which is actually in a month. The lighting is kinda bad. The lighting's kinda bad in this video as well, so I just wanna let you all know that right now. So basically what I'm saying is, also another thing I'm gonna say is all the videos that I use in the X-Men series, all the rights go to 20th Century Fox. If they send me a copyright claim, then I can't really do much about it. So yeah, all the rights go to 20th Century Fox. So I just want to get that message out now. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this crazy video. Leave your comments down below if you think any of these theories are wrong or something. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoy. Throughout the X-Men series, there has been debate over which mutant is exactly the most powerful. Surely most people say Wolverine, Magneto, Professor X, even Ensaban Noor from X-Men Apocalypse, which I actually went to see on Tuesday, and it was actually a pretty good movie. Days of Future Past is better, though. I would recommend seeing that. I also recommend seeing X-Men Apocalypse. Go see that too. Anyway, most people overlook one mutant when it comes to this franchise. After researching for only a couple of hours, re-watching all the scenes in the movies, I now have definitive proof over which mutant is exactly the most powerful. Before I start this video, sorry about the lighting. I know it's terrible. I'm terrible. I'm not saying that you're terrible. I'm saying that I'm terrible. So the lighting's terrible, but we're gonna have to deal with it. Strap on, hold on to your buttocks, because we're about to dig in. That actually hurt. Wait. We don't have. I can't use that intro. I completely forgot. I can't use that intro, so I guess we're gonna have to wait for some of mine. All right. Just put in my intro right now, okay? I can't stop the feeling. Wait, hold on. Why are you recording? Do we not have an intro? I gotta go talk. I really don't appreciate what's going on here. What does MatPat give to have that intro? Does he have it copyrighted? I'm gonna... Sorry, alright. Let's just begin the video. Alright, so to understand how powerful these mutants are, we have to look at their powers first. Let's start with Wolverine. Wolverine has the power of rapid regeneration. We also know that he has an adamantium skeleton from the scenes in X-Men Orange's Wolverine. Let's write this stuff down on the whiteboard. Sorry that you can't really see that, it's lime green. I will try to zoom in and enhance it as much as possible. Let's dig a little deeper into Wolverine's powers, shall we? Wolverine's healing effects have a dramatic effect on how long he can live. At the beginning of X-Men Orange's Wolverine, we can see that he was born in the 19th century. And yet, in X-Men Days of Future Past in 1973, his conditioning, health, all that stuff, vitality, appearance, is just as similar as to a man in his prime, which is about 35 to 45 years old. In real life, Hugh Jackman today is 47 years old. By the way, if you don't know what his accelerating healing process means, it means that he can heal faster and easier than a normal human can. Let's say he has a cut that goes into the muscle tissue. Well, he can regenerate that within like a minute or so, while another person would have to have surgery, get stitches, and all that stuff. That would take about maybe a day or two. That's what I mean by rapid regeneration. Now, a more extreme case of his powers coming into effect is getting caught in the middle of an atomic explosion, which would disintegrate a normal human in seconds. Wolverine would be able to immediately regen all of his soft body tissue after it was incinerated from his skeleton. He'd be able to do that in a matter of minutes. Let's write that down. Wolverine also has some weaknesses. Now, it may not seem like it because he never seems to die or get seriously hurt to where he can't regen in any of his movies. But after looking at the research, his regen process requires a lot of protein. Let's say he is seriously hurt and malnourished. His body actually may not be able to regenerate. According to Marvel Universe, the safest and easiest way to stop Wolverine is to decapitate him, because he can no longer regen. He can no longer regen if he has been decapitated. He can no longer regen because the brain doesn't tell him that he needs to regen. In the human body, the brain tells things what to do. To do actions. It tells our heart to beat. It tells our foot to kick. It tells us to do roundhouse kickits and all that stuff. But basically, if the brain can't tell Wolverine to regenerate anymore, he can't do it. So decapitating him is the greatest option to stop his capability. Now, I'm doing this because Wolverine plays a major role throughout the series. The only movies he doesn't play a major part in are X-Men Apocalypse and X-Men First Class. In the X-Men Origins film, we see that Colonel William Stryker has taken him in and given him that Wolverine skeleton, which is why he has numerous nightmares throughout the rest of the series. Because the X-Men Origins films takes place before the actual X-Men series does, in a timeline sense. So now with Wolverine out of the way, let's do one more candidate. This guy's name is Magneto. Magneto's powers include many multiple things. He can control magnetic fields, which has given him a wide range of abilities. Magneto's powers are extraordinary. He has done everything in the comic books from lifting large asteroids, but let's take a dip on how hold on. Let me just tell you how amazing this is. After looking on NASA's website, I found some of the most extraordinary stuff I learned about asteroids in a long time. 1999 RQ-36, aka Eros, was an asteroid that flew by the International Space Station in 2000, 127 miles away from it. They took a picture, posted it to NASA's website, and they figured out how much exactly this thing weighed. If we're talking to asteroids about this size, Magneto can move asteroids that weigh about 60 million metric tons, which equals about 66 million regular tons. That is almost incredible. Almost incredible. That is incredible. That's like the Incredible Hulk. It's like the Incredibles. It's like Dash. It's like Baby. Jack or something. Whoever the frick that baby's name is in the Incredibles. By the way, who's excited about the sequel? But seriously, he's also lifted a 30,000-ton nuclear submarine out of the ocean in these comic books. But we're focusing on the movies, okay? In X-Men Last Stand, he does one of the most incredible things I've ever seen a mutant do in this series. Trying to get to Alcatraz Island, he completely destroys and lifts the Golden Gate Bridge so that it carries them to Alcatraz Island. The Golden Gate Bridge weighs about 887,000 tons, which means that Magneto's range of magnetic force is incredible. It's unbelievable. His range is calculated to be at 100 million Tesla, which is 1 million times stronger than the strongest magnet that's ever been produced on Earth. He has basically demonstrated the capability of producing a wormhole and teleporting himself and other humans safely via the wormhole. Now you may think, how the hell do you stop this man? But it's actually very simple. A bullet. In X-Men Days of Future Past, they are trying to... Hold on. Wolverine, Charles, Hank McCoy, and Quicksilver are trying to get Magneto to escape the Pentagon, which is the most heavily guarded building on the planet. I can't really speak because I'm not really looking at the script I wrote. When they're in the kitchen scene, and everyone has their guns pointed at him, they're plastic, because they know that he can easily take control of their guns. But what he can't take control of is their bullets. When we go into slow motion and look at Quicksilver try to run around and move the bullets, Magneto doesn't have control of the bullets, but he has control of everything else in the room.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do.
Because he can't control the bullets. You know why? Because they're made of non-ferrous metals. My cat just scared the shit out of me. My cat just legitimately scared the shit out of me. Holy crap. Anyway, that is why it's up to Quicksilver to save Charles and Magneto's life, because Magneto cannot control bullets because they're made of lead and copper shells, which are both non-ferrous metals. Magneto uses ferromagnetism, which basically means that he can use anything that's an alloy of iron, like steel, iron, all that good stuff. Nickel is also on that list. So there, well, Magneto's fatal flaw is a bullet. Flatal. Yeah, that's how much I'm excited. I can't speak. I can't speak. So basically, with Wolverine and Magneto out of the way, let's look at En Sabah Noor from X-Men Apocalypse. let me give you a little background on how this guy came to be. So the legend is that En-Sabah-Nur is the first mutant that was ever born. He was born tens of thousands of years ago, and the Egyptians believe that he is some kind of god, which he is. He is some kind of god, and that he will rise again someday. Which is what he ends up doing in the movie. That's why the movie was made in the first place. We see him doing many, I mean many, extraordinary things that not even the toughest of mutants can do. We see him destroying buildings with his mind. We see him building pyramids with his mind. Heck, we even see him getting into the mind of Charles Xavier and end up controlling Charles Xavier's mind. Professor X has the most powerful mind in the world. In the world! May I remind you, Ball, that he also has the power to give himself basically any virtual superpower known to man. He is also super intelligent. He is known for altering other humans and mutants. Many would think that he's the most powerful one in the series, until you consider one thing. I am looking at which mutant is the most powerful in the series. Notice how I said the word series. En-Sabah-Nur only comes out in X-Men Apocalypse. We see a pre-cameo at the end of the credits in X-Men Days of Future Past, but that's it. We don't see him anywhere else besides X-Men Apocalypse. That is why I'm leaving him out of this race, because I'm looking at which mutant is the most powerful in the series. Now, if we were talking about which movie is the most powerful in the film X-Men Apocalypse, he would be my second choice. I want you all to notice how I said the word second choice. After doing the research, there is no doubt in my mind that I know who the most powerful mutant in the series is. One that's so powerful that it almost killed Wolverine in X-Men Last Stand. This mutant is nicknamed the Phoenix. Her name is Jean Grey. Now I know you're like, what? Wolverine, Magneto, they're like, blah. And you're like, who the hell is Jean Grey? Now, for all you die-hard X-Men fans who think that Wolverine and Magneto are the best, that's good. Keep your opinions. I'm talking about which one's the most powerful, not which one's the best. I personally think that Wolverine was the best. Now, you may be a Magneto fan, Scott Summers, Professor X, be whatever you want to be. This is what I think makes Jean Grey the most powerful mutant in this series. Most of this evidence comes from the film X-Men Last Stand. In X-Men Last Stand, Scott Summers goes down to Alkali Lake, where Jean Grey died in X-2 United. He ends up hearing Jean Grey's voice in his head, which means that she is still alive, and he ends up shooting his laser beams into the water, which makes Jean Grey come alive again. Jean Grey ends up disintegrating Scott Summers, and the whole crew at the school gets freaked out. They go down to the lake, and they find Jean Grey alive and well, but she is unconscious, so they bring her to the school for help. Jean Grey ends up escaping the school and ends up joining Magneto in the so-called Brotherhood. Apparently, a new mutant cure was made because of this boy they found who was actually a mutant, but his power was actually curing other mutants. Basically, the gist of it is, Jean Grey joins the Brotherhood and they end up going to Alcatraz Island. After all the fighting is done there, Jean Grey ends up getting startled by a group of Army men who shoot towards her. She ends up disintegrating the bullets, and she ends up turning into the Phoenix. Now listen to this fact. Jean Grey is the only Class 5 mutant that Charles Xavier has ever taught. Wolverine and Magneto are both Class 4 mutants. Class 5 is the most powerful you can get. En-Sabah-Nur is also a Class 5 mutant. But Jean Grey is the only Class 5 mutant that Xavier has ever taught, meaning that she has stayed well throughout the series. And if you also look at X-Men Last Stand, she kills Charles Xavier. She lifts her house up off the ground as similar as an F5 tornado. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Now, if you don't believe this, watch the movie. I have seen every single X-Men movie, and I'm not lying when I'm saying this. The nail in the coffin to why I think she's the most powerful came in X-Men Apocalypse. When I saw this, my mind was blown. Wolverine didn't have a part. I thought Magneto could have a part, Xavier, but Jean Grey ends up stopping Ensabanur. In the end of the movie, we can see that she is releasing her powers, releasing all of her powers at full potential, and she ends up stopping Ensabanur. She ends up putting a stop to his reign of terror against Magneto and Charles. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Now, it didn't take just her, let me give you that, but she played the biggest role in stopping him. Without her, the world would have ended, the X-Men would have ended, she would have died, most likely. Without her, this would never have happened. Also in X-Men Last Stand, she lifts the water out of the Pacific Ocean and creates a barrier made of salt water around entire Alcatraz Island. And she almost killed Wolverine. I'm gonna be honest, she almost killed Wolverine. Now you may think, oh, she can easily be killed. Yeah, that's right, she can be easily killed. She can be killed by anything that can kill a normal human. But the thing is, her powers are so powerful, her powers are so strong, that she can stop anything that can kill a normal human. She can stop, like, a bear attack. She can probably stop a bullet. She can stop a car running after her suddenly. She can stop a train. She can stop anything that could possibly kill her in the right scenario. This is why I believe Jean Grey is the most powerful mutant in X-Men. Now, you don't have to agree with me, but if you do agree with me, please like this video. If you don't agree with me, tell me why in the comments, and I will take your theory into account in maybe another video or so. But yeah, that's basically it, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I think that X-Men has the most powerful mutant being Jean Grey. I really wish it was Wolverine, but after watching X-Men But after watching X-Men Apocalypse, I see now that Jean Grey is the most powerful mutant, and I can't really take my mind off that. I mean, it surprises me the most. I thought Magneto would be the most powerful, but hey, it is what it is. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I need some water. Goodbye.